Going on, guys? In this video, we're going to pick it up with me, so I might put the rest of it on Patreon, but we're going to be going through it when NattyNatt kills the Yasuo top and Wukong flashes out, level 5. So we're going to pick it up from that point in the game, and after this, I kind of know a little bit of what he does in the next few minutes, but after that, you're actually going to see me try to predict what he does, and I think it's just a very useful exercise and video for you to watch, and please try to do it as well. If I pause the video before, like, we know what he does, just try to guess. It's the best way to learn. And I will talk you through like my thought processes and also what I think Natty's thinking too. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of video, let me know. Leave a like on it. Thanks for all the views and shit lately. Much appreciated. And yeah, bro, don't be shit, eh? We've got grubs in a minute's time. And we are about 15 seconds or so away. Probably like 17, 18 seconds maybe. Away from getting to our blue buff. So if we recall and run to blue, even though it's going to take like maybe 26, 27 seconds. So we're going to be 10 seconds later to our blue buff, but we have 1,000 gold to spend. And if we buy 3 longswords here, if we only buy 2 and boots, the argument is that the 2 longswords and boots make a difference here. They make a difference, you know? So that's why we base them. And running out of base, again, I just want you guys to think, we're obviously going to run to our blue buff, right? So you can do this the same as Natty does. You don't have to, but it's just like a useful skill, I guess. Good habit. It's just pinging to where you want to go. So he pings towards his blue buff here. And again, while running to blue buff, you're thinking, what else can I do here? We know Wukong is going to clear his top side again, right? And Wukong has based. He's got like more gold than us here, right? So this is what, like 1,100 gold or something. Plus this, he spent like 1,450 here. Rengar before had only spent gold in the Dirk. So this Wukong with less CS and he doesn't have our assist. This guy doesn't have much gold here. So we know that this Wukong, if we see him again, is going to be this Wukong. He's not going to evolve and, you know, recall after his Krugs to get another longsword here. So we're versing a Phage longsword Wukong. So we do well here just because we spend more gold, right? In terms of like jungle 1v1, like it's okay for us. It's still like not conclusive. But yeah, NattyNatt without ultimate though. Like this is the big issue here, right? So if you're playing any jungler here, just because you know this Wukong is probably going to hit 6, right? So Wukong hitting 6 off this, Wukong hitting 6 off red buff, either or. The issue here is like you probably just don't win now. Again, it has to be conclusive, right? Where, oh, like how do we not kill this guy? How do I not just one-shot this person, right? So Wukong, unfortunately, because he's not really killable yet, it's very hard for Natty just to like run in. And yeah, again, not having ultimate is part of it, right? But first thing I just think about is just running here, but it's impossible, right? Because of those factors. Again, you're just trying to think like what comprises a fight. HP levels, cooldowns, items, yeah. All of those things get thrown in, and you've got to like try to envision how that fight will look, yeah? So yeah, Natty does blue here. What do you think he does after blue? Pretty easy on this, just as Gromp, right? So even here, like if you know you're going blue to Gromp, questions should be asked, what are you doing after Gromp? Like you can keep thinking further ahead here, right? So after Gromp, what's the time going to be? Maybe like 7:45, 7:50, yeah? So he does this, and yeah, time's around 7:50 now, and you might be thinking, well, grubs are spawning in 10 seconds, right? Now he still has time to do these. Why? Because Wukong cannot do 2 of the grubs before he gets there to give him a feat. So if Natty was thinking about going to grubs here, yes, he might be maybe 5-10 seconds late, but Wukong cannot do 2 grubs before he gets there. There is an issue though with doing or going to the grubs here, which is what do you think? We know the Wukong is pathing how? Like this, right? Potentially anyway. Let's just say grubs weren't here. Let's actually say that this is the minimap. The Wukong is naturally pathing like this, right? We know that. So if he deviates like this, I would be happy. Why? And this goes for both junglers. Both junglers are doing the same thing here, right? They're either going to do this or do that. Whenever jungler does this here or this is bad. Why? The issue is Wukong doing this. If he has any knowledge that Natty is doing grubs here, he loses his entire bot side, right? The Rengar does. That's 450 gold and a full level. Does that give you more than grubs? Yes. So that's why it's bad to go to grubs here. So NattyNatt, after walls, based on that, just moves towards bot lane. Or bot side, sorry. And I'm also guessing that Wukong here is also moving towards bot, especially when Corki is pushed up under their tower against a level 6 high. So I'm not sure what is going on here. Looks kind of questionable. And this is where the game gets kind of interesting, because when you watch something like this, your immediate reaction should be, I can never really do anything here, right? Like, that's just like my reaction to this. So now, like, Corki's died. No matter how questionable it is, like, those are just the facts, right? So now my bot lane is losing. So what I'm thinking here, if I'm Rengar, or any jungler really, is Raptors red, because I don't really want to give up my red buff and Krugs. Krugs are more than happy to, and there's a good chance Wukong doesn't even consider taking them. So if Wukong checks this and sees Raptors gone, and then if he really does contest red buff and that's gone as well, he's probably just going to run back out, right? So I would actually take Raptors and red and then think about doing this here. That's what my brain is telling me. The good thing here, though, is that Rengar does have ultimate. So if he thinks he can kill anyone bot side, like, of course he can. But we kind of have to wait until the enemy champions tell us what to do here. But he should really be thinking about pivoting back to Grubs here and maybe even influencing, like, top lane. Because bot lane looks very difficult, except when you see this, right? So yes, your Corki might have died. Yes, your Nico might have died. What's this caster going to do full HP? And this is what NattyNatt does, by the way, which is what's better than, like, I guess everyone else. Maybe even Canyon, Kanavi, like the top junglers, like, do this so well. They will anticipate what the enemy laners are going to do. And on Rengar, you're such an amazing champion at punishing their greed that you can exploit this, I guess, a bit more in this champion compared to something like maybe an Udyr. He's anticipating the Kai'Sa here after she gets kills to do what? Shove the wave and maybe even get towers, right? He knows the Kai'Sa as well as fresh out of base here. Press tab. Look at the items. Look how much gold she spent, bro. This is probably even more than Rengar, right? And he recalled like 30, 40 seconds ago. Okay, a minute ago, but yeah, you get my point. So this person is fresh out of base. And after shoving this wave, she's got two options, right? She could recall, but she could also hit the tower. So you just make sure she's not trolling. And this is why you can see him pinging on the way. Look where the Kai'Sa is standing. If Kai'Sa was going to recall, where is she going to stand? Probably back here, right? And just hit B. And then Rengar would probably just go red, and then maybe think about doing something like this. Even that, though, is difficult now, because you've lost time, like, moving like that. But yeah, this is just what NattyNatt does as well as anyone, if not better than anyone, right? And yeah, nothing really to talk about here. Ult's in. Nico pinged the Kai'Sa ultimate maybe a little bit too late. I'm not sure if she actually pinged it earlier, but yeah. Goes in, lands his E, Q, auto attacks and shit, right? W for empowered stuff. And yeah, just gets a free kill on Kai'Sa. Wave is good, so he leaves it. Or wave isn't good. That's not the reason you leave this here, right? The reason you leave this is because your AD carry is going to get it. So if Corki was dead here, you could easily think about just shoving this wave. If that shoves in time, right? But yeah, Corki's nearby, so you can just leave the wave. And you can see as soon as he... Okay, never mind. I thought this was his pings. As soon as he makes that play here, right? He should anticipate the Wukong being up here. Because if Wukong is down here, maybe he would have been a part of this play. Maybe NattyNatt would have seen him on Dragon when he ulted through, right? Like, these are situations that could have happened. So it's probably safe to assume now that Rengar is top, so just like pinging top side, but again, we don't have to really worry about that too much. The other thing here to consider is actually just going to drag straight away, which I think is better than what he does here. And again, it's just in anticipation of Wukong, right? So after this play, boom, 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 get a kill. And the other bit of information that kind of suggests that Wukong is over here is the fact that Yasuo just moved off like this through the river. So Yasuo probably would have looked to come down or some shit. And also this Gromp is up. So if Wukong really was just like full clearing, basically, maybe we would have seen him on Gromp as well. And again, if he was on Drag, Natty probably would have seen him when he altered. So here I actually think Natty should just run to Dragon. The only issue here is like, what is it? Like Nidalee running over. I guess actually he could like wait, but I'm pretty sure Corki will shove the wave in time. That's close actually, eh? Maybe this is better here. Again, I'm more than happy being wrong to the guy who's a rank 1 career, but yeah, I still think like he should move. Like, Kale's not going to do anything, right? So maybe doing Krugs is okay, but there is like a chance Wukong doesn't even do anything top here. So there's a chance like Wukong might recall and then run straight to drag, or even run through mid. So the quicker he does that, I think the better it is. It's an interesting one that I'm not actually sure what the right answer is, but that's what I would do anyway. I would just like run through the river, especially when there's a control ward here. Probably means like he's not going to get seen, right, by Nidalee and stuff. So yeah, I would probably just like start this, just make sure you don't get speared from that brush, and yeah, happy days, because Kai'Sa's dead here, so you want to make use of this as quickly as possible, because the longer you wait here, if you look at this, I'm not saying they can, you know, not do it in the future, but it's the fact that Wukong is now top and Nidalee's here. So I'm not saying like this is fortunate, but I think it was just a bit more accurate to do it straight away. That's all. Again, because if Wukong did recall and ran out here with Nidalee, or did recall, sorry, and Nidalee was around here, all of a sudden, like, we might not be able to do this now, right? And after this, again, he's E-Dragon here. So in our heads, like, I want us to think we've done this. So after Dragon, what do? We are a Rengar with no ultimate. So it makes it hard to, like, make plays. Not impossible, but it makes it harder, right? So we have to consider that. We also have to consider our top side. Again, I don't have the timers, but they're probably going to respawn in maybe, like, 20, 30 seconds time. So it's an interesting map here, right? Also, I just want to, again, throw all of this shit into the mix. Wukong uses ultimate top lane, right? Not sure if you use flash or not, but hopefully Ambessa pings this because we can see it here. So I'm sure if I was like playing in the game, I would have looked top and seen that shit. And yeah, we see it here, which is really useful. So when we see Wukong, right, maybe we have a chance of beating this guy because we are Dirk double longsword Rengar. And we are like maybe playing in brushes here, like this one, we've got this one, we've got this one as well. So there is potential for Rengar to like do really well against Wukong here. Potential, I said. You don't just run in and do it, right? But anyway, we'll see what the enemy champions again say to us, and that's what we'll base our decisions on. You can look bot here, right? Corki running up. Kai'Sa, remember, has no ultimate. Still. Like, it's not going to be up in 50 seconds, right? So with all this going on, Natty's probably going to lean towards bot. And here he should probably be pinging. Yeah, he was as well. The Wukong's going to recall right and run out of base here. So I don't really think Natty can ever do. So you'll see this all the time, by the way. Number of people who say, yeah, but my bot lane just goes, you know, like full ape and just does some random shit. Yeah, bro, like solo queue. This is not even like bad for their bot lane. Like if Corki was to kill this Kai'Sa and Corki gets another plate and Kai'Sa's missing like 2 or 3 waves, it's actually like a really good play or intention, I should say. Whether it works or not, it's not really the point. But this is not bad. This is not your team running it down when they go for shit like this. This is them trying to get advantages, and there's nothing wrong with that. They just saw Nidalee top, so what did they try to do? Dive the Kai'Sa. 100% the right play. So yeah, even though Natty is pinging them off, you can't stop it, right? You cannot change anything here. You'd have to, you know, leave wherever he's playing, run to these guys where they live, and unplug their keyboard. So they run back to base. And yeah, like I said, you're probably not going to run into blue buff here just because your bot lane is super low, right? And we've got a full HP Wukong running out of here. Again, it's just not conclusive if we win that afterwards. So could we run in here if our bot lane was full HP? Again, think about a fight. Kai'Sa dead, full HP bot lane. If I change that to that, 100% we run in here, right? So all these details, yeah, they add up. And they will change your macro. Has nothing to do with, oh, blue buff's up, let's always go for it. It's actually the details of the champs that are playing near you. So yeah, look at them. Then you can actually find the right move. And after this, right, if you run too close, you're going to get seen. So he runs down. And maybe this Nidalee, like, chases the Nico, right? Because what's the Nidalee going to be thinking? It's a low HP Nico. Let me chase her. And maybe I can kill her, yeah? So Wukong as well. Really, really nice. We have a ward here. We can see him eat Gromp. Not even sure if that's good from him because maybe he can kill the Nico. Anyway, point here is that Natty can just stay, right? And wait for the Nidalee to show up. And yeah, he just goes in, right? And we just get a kill. Again, nothing really to do with mechanics here. I even think I could get this kill on Rengar. And yeah, we get a kill. Now, what do we do afterwards? Should we do red buff? Honestly, I think he could just leave red. I don't know what he does, by the way. I haven't been past this point in the game. But yeah, I think he can just leave red and run to his bot side here. Even top crab, right? He should know this. Or maybe Wukong would have taken this before. Again, I can't remember when top crab spawns. But yeah, I'd probably just recall here and then just run bot. Recall and run bot, sorry. Here, and then path bot. Is what I meant to say. Yeah, I'd probably just base and run top crab. I haven't seen the game after this. So if he runs the red buff, I don't actually think this does anything. The only reason you would is because it gives you gold. So he's already got like Ghostblade, right? Because the Ghostblade is 1100. So he's got Ghostblade longsword here. I think he should just leave red buff and go like this out of base. Check crab. Even if crab is gone, right, it's worth it because it's potentially like, you know, 70, 80 gold at this point. Decent experience as well. And we can just go to Gromp as well. So we're just adding something onto our clear here. Let's just say that's 5 camps. 6 is bigger than 5. So that's why we add crab. So I think red buff here is actually a mistake. He doesn't really need to. And I don't think there's any chance of Wukong running in here, right? So yeah. I don't really like him as well, like running mid here. This is just, like, if he does it again, I have no idea what he does at this point in the game, and I think I'll do one more game after this. But yeah, I've got no idea what he does after this, so if I were him, I would just recall and go like this. Bro, what? I've just moved the map. Yeah, so I would just recall here and run up here, see if the crab's up, if it's not, whatever. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to use your next ultimate, right, with Ghostblade. And another longsword, which is just a nicety here. But this is obviously better. Again, it's not like a must-do. You have to recall and play for items here. But just running back to red buff, like it just loses 10, 15, 20 seconds, including doing the camp, right? When we could have been using that to run out. Bro, Ashwell can't do this. To run out here. Because he's here now, though, I guess like Nidalee being dead, this is super 5-head again. Because he knows like Kai'Sa is going to be out. Yeah, I'm just not... Yeah, I don't know if I would do this because maybe the Kai'Sa is going to be like scared of Rengar being here, knowing he was. I guess Rengar was half HP, so Kai'Sa might think he's just going to recall and go top. What he does here might actually be goated though, just because he knows Kai'Sa is going to show on her own, right? Because Nidalee's slower than him. Or Nidalee, sorry. Kai'Sa's slower than Nidalee. So Kai'Sa showing up in the wave first is, and him just waiting here, I actually think it's really 5-head. Again, this is what I mean. Like, just anticipating lanes here, right? So on lots of champions, you wouldn't be able to do this, but because it's Rengar, again, you can just exploit it. So even looking at this, would I do this on Shaq? Probably not. Because again, I don't know if I can kill this person. I'm not sure if she's going to go full aggro on a Corki. I guess like the history of the lane would suggest she would, but yeah. I actually think this is like one of the best moves I've ever seen. Really, really smart. Ever seen might be a stretch, but I'm actually being legit. That's super smart. Kind of a Rengar thing. Not sure if you could do that on Shaq, but yeah. Really, really good. And also, like, he knows he's never losing topside, right? Or these two can. So he might lose Crab here, but he's not losing these two because he can quickly recall and get here. So that was an insane play that I would not have anticipated or done myself. Running out of base here. Yeah, you just clear top right. I guess you can see what's going on mid in terms of the fight, but yeah, you're probably just clearing towards, like, maybe even you can check Crab. I don't even know if I'd check Crab here. I'd probably just, like, trust this shit's gone and go something like that, right? And then again, look to do this. So yeah, that's what I would do here. Don't know if he does. Yeah, so he does walls. Actually gives up Gromp as well. I'm guessing the reason he's giving up Gromp here is because he's scared of Wukong being there already, because he knows he showed bot, but I don't think he would. I think Wukong only has time for this, and I would just go Gromp walls, like I said. But yeah, Wukong did do the Crab right, so I'm going to press F2, and that was it. I guess Wukong could also think about doing something in here. What is it? Because he has Yasuo here, but yeah, Yasuo, no R and stuff, I just don't really like it, so. But yeah, I think Natty should have done Gromp. If his ult timer, by the way, if I change this to 15 seconds or even 10 seconds here, doing walls is excellent, and leaving Gromp, because he can quickly hit Kai'Sa again, while Wukong's probably topside. So his ult timer here I actually would think would change his macro. But because his ult was on such a big timer, it's like, why not just try to max out as much as we can? I just think he could have done Gromp as well, that's all. Again, we've done Raptors, so what do we do afterwards? Nico's in a good position, right? Our Corki's all the way down here. I guess we can run in. Is this shit warded? Yeah, it is, right? That's the enemy ward, so I guess Rengar can't really do that much, and you see him ping off here. Wukong as well can be here, right? Which is what Natty pings with ultimate. So Rengar with no R here against the enemy jungler who has theirs. I don't really like it. Like, something has to be really obvious here, you know? Like, Kayle has to be 1 HP, Nidalee has to be 1 HP or some shit to ever make a play like this. So yeah, I think it's just like Krugs, right? And then you might even just think of lane ganking bot. Or just waiting for your ultimate because you've literally got nothing else to do. I'm not sure when the next drag is. If I look at this, it's 14:30, right? So yeah, so it's in 3 minutes. And Rift Herald's up in 4. So there's nothing to really play for here, funnily enough, on the map. And yeah, I think it's just Krugs and then you try to make something happen, bot. It's really annoying as well, by the way, looking at a replay because I'm looking for Nico ultimate and I'm looking here, but it's not. So my eyes are like going all over the place, bro. Clearing this is fine. If they get a kill here, bro, I will be amazed, by the way. I'll actually be amazed. Yeah, I would have just done Krugs, honestly. Again, maybe, like, again, Natty knows way more about Rengar than me, as proven by that Kai'Sa kill. That was insane. But I just wouldn't do this, like, me personally. Maybe that's because I'm thinking of Shaco, but I just wouldn't do it because I just don't know what it leads to. If he has R here, 100%. Like, you can stack off the ward if he wanted to. But even that, right? Like, maybe the enemy champs here will think, oh, Rengar's only doing this because he has R. So now they're going to be really scared, right? And running around like this. Whereas, like, if you stayed in Fog by doing Krugs, I think you're actually like a much bigger threat, and there's potential for you anyway after you're clear there to get kills rather than doing this. So wow, we're going to actually show top, bro. What is this guy on? What is this jungler, man? Why is he top? It's insane. Yeah, so now he has to go back to Krugs here. So I don't really agree with what he just did, but yeah, just me. And yeah, again here, this is what I suggested, right? You just like sit in lane again, stacking off Krugs in case any shit happens, and he's got ult here as well, right? I think he should just go in and dive them here. Just press R and go in. Why? Because Wukong can't be here. Why can Wukong not be here? Because he showed up here, bro. So if Wukong, I don't know, showed on Vision here, or if this was in Fog, if I do that, right, that's Fog. I know, I wish I had the same color. If this area of the map was in Fog, I think him ulting through is, it's still okay, because I think they might be able to one-shot the Kai'Sa, with his Q stacks, that is. So if he can empowered Q and get in here, I think diving the Kai'Sa is good, especially when they have Nidalee support. If this was like a Leona, I think doing it is awful. So again, it's just all these specificities, man, that like just get thrown into it. And it just means that the more you put in, right, to that equation, the cleaner, the clearer, the purer the answer is going to be here. The envision. Whatever you can do, when you close your eyes and you think about how that fight looks, you go in on the Kai'Sa and Nidalee's just doing nothing. But if I change Nidalee to Leona, close your eyes, you get stunned into, you know, Q, R, E combo, Wukong comes in, knocks you up, GG, right? We've thrown the game. So all of these details, bro, just get thrown in to, yeah, that vision, okay? So I'm expecting him just to press R and go in based on Wukong here. I mean, yeah, I think, like, pressing R was better, to be honest, because he needs to get here ASAP. Even though, so you might say, and maybe Natty didn't do it because his R would, like, reveal himself, right? So when he gets in, what is it? I don't know how many units it is. But maybe, like, here to here, he's going to show. I don't know what the distance is. It's interesting because I play Shaco, right? So I have to think about my stealth and how long it lasts. So I guess it's like kind of similar. But yeah, he obviously has to think about when he shows here, right? When he presses R. So if I press R, are they going to run all the way back? But I would even say like I just don't care. Even if they ran all the way back, right? Which I think is unlikely, by the way, because we have Nico with flash ult. Even if they did run back here, you just ult the tower and get first tower. And it's actually worth it. So as soon as he has R here, I think he should press it. Obviously empower Q because his stacks will run out, right? I'm pretty sure. So E2 I think is kind of useless. And yeah, I think here he should just run like this. And when this happens, you press R and you just dive the Kai'Sa and you one-shot it, right? Because you're so fed. So I think this is a bit of a mistake by Natty. And honestly, if he does that, I think the Nico would survive. Wait, what? The flashes on their heads, eh? The Corki in Italy. Getting tower after this, right? If you were, I'm not going to trash talk anymore. Yeah, getting tower here is obviously good. Why? Because we're making use of the enemy being dead as much as possible. Like recalling here, what does it do? You might think, Eagz, give your Corki the gold, but this guy might not be able to get it. Like, we don't see Wukong, right? So Wukong, after he got this wave, is he running out like this? Because if he was, he's going to lane gank the Corki, right, with his W and kill him. So Rengar kind of has to stay here. And that's something like you have to consider now as well. Like, is Wukong running out like this? I don't actually know this is happening, by the way. That's like the most perfect timing ever. This is like the only thing you have to worry about, right? TF has ultimate though, so NattyNatt should be fine. Again, he's doing this because TF has R, right? If TF didn't have ult, he probably has to run off and not hit the tower. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to die. I think I would have done exactly the same thing as him. Yeah, it's really awkward, isn't it? Yeah, I'd probably have a death here as well. Just useful to anticipate it though, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, bit of a shame, but... Yeah, I guess holding spells was good there. I don't know, I just didn't think he was going to die, to be honest. But I guess it's Triforce Wukong, yep. Balanced champion, 2 ultimates. Can Shaco have 2 ultimates, or... Even just having 1 ultimate would be useful, actually. Yeah, out of base here. Just same thing we've been doing, right? We've got to think about where we go. So, do we go top? Do we go bot? What's up? What's spawning? So, drag, remember, is 14:30. And they got Rift Herald at 15 minutes, right? Okay, so yeah, running out of base, I think it's just this, right? Pretty easy. Again, I'd like to see what his ultimate cooldown is. Did he use his R here, by the way? I don't think he did, eh? It's the same thing here, right? If you're playing as Rengar, or any champion, really, try to anticipate what's going to happen in lanes here, right? So, when he spawns, I'll click on him. So, he uses ultimate to... I don't know when he uses ultimate anyway, who cares? But if he had his ultimate here, it's the same thing, right, as before, and what he did so great when he killed the Kai'Sa. Who's going to show here? And it's going to be Kai'Sa, right? But you need to try again to see, and this is why League is so difficult, you need to again try to envision if you actually kill her or not. So does Rengar have any camp to stack off here and then hitter, diver? No, right? And also it's hard to dive because we see the Nidalee bot, the enemy support, so it makes it a little bit harder, even though it's Nidalee, to just run there, right, and dive that person. So even if Rengar had ultimate and Krugs are here, I think it's impossible to know that you just go bot and kill the Kai'Sa. Is she going to be under tower? Compared to the example when Natty finishes red buff and then pivoted back down and killed her, the wave was out here, and the Nidalee showed top before that, right? So that was just a super good play. So Kai'Sa was further out, she wasn't under tower, and her support was in Narnia, same with jungle. So it was just Kai'Sa, and she was away from her tower there, right? So that's why, in this situation, those conditions, where Nidalee is actually here now, same with Wukong, even though he doesn't have ultimate, so just picture Wukong like that. It's too difficult still, right? It's too presumptuous just to run down there, especially when we have no stacks, so... That would be bad here. I'm just giving you guys an example of what you should be thinking about. It's always kills, bro. Like, it's always enemy champs here the entire game. Like, that's it. That's why you play League. Why do we play League to queue up and kill camps? Like, no one... It's not fun. It's boring, right? Coming from a Shaco player. But it is true. It is true. Like, you see this shit? Like, this is not... I don't want to say play style, but it's what all these junglers do, bro, is they just think about killing people. And, yeah, anticipating that shit. Being in position and ready. And you do that by thinking about what the enemy champs are thinking, yeah? So no ultimate Rengar here. What actually just happened? Let me get rid of this because it's distracting me. Okay, so we run out. We do blue. Makes total sense, right? His teammates here as well should just relax and wait until Rengar has ultimate to do anything. Like, the Rengar is... I mean, Corki's doing okay, but I feel as if Rengar's ultimate maybe just guarantees, like, fight wins. So, yeah. So blue buff here. Into Gromp, we see Wukong here as well, right, moving bot side. So Natty could always think about running top here and maybe doing something to Yasuo, because he knows, yeah, see what I mean? Because he knows, like, Wukong doesn't have ult. Even though he doesn't have his, right? It's just the fact that Wukong is bot side here. And even if we are weak siding Corki, who might be better than Ambessa here and probably is. This is just too far away, bro. Like if Nidalee runs through here, same with Wukong, right? We're too slow. So you're almost forced to do this. So lots of people might hit Wolves here and then run to Raptors. It's just really bad and slow, right? Just given what is happening on the map. It's nothing to do with Nico. It's the fact that Wukong is running bot and we have a chance to quickly 2v1 this Yasuo. TF not having ultimate doesn't really matter, right? And I'm not saying Natty can jump out of the brush and kill this Yasuo. Yasuo might come back to lane, right? But I'm just saying being in this area is better than being down here. Because you're potentially running into like 2 champs. Maybe even 3 cards with ultimate, right? So it doesn't sound good. So yeah, Natty I think makes the right move. And again, I'm just explaining what my brain is because it's just a useful exercise for me as well. I think like lots of people will watch a Natty game, which I kind of did initially for the first 10 minutes, and try to like just talk over it as if they knew everything. But I just think this is even useful for me, so you guys are actually like watching how I would like kind of try to learn and add to the game. And yeah, I think the only move that really like got me was the after red buff, just seeing the Kai'Sa. I'm not sure if I would do it on Shaq, by the way, and it's still good to do what I did, where you run top crab and just go like this again with Ghostblade, etc. But doing what he did on his champion is crazy. So, and yeah, they see him here obviously, but again they have TF mid. We see enemy support here, by the way, so that's Nidalee. So again, what we're thinking here, just because the enemy champions are almost forcing us to do this, right? Because Nidalee and Wukong were down here and showing. Nidalee's now shown here again, and our support here is kind of flexible. So if the Nico runs bot, so be it and protects Corki. No worries, I don't even think that's a bad play, by the way. If Nico decides to run up here, though, we can 3v1 this guy, but even just without Nico, we could probably 2v1 him, right? So I think this person should run down here. Because there's a very good chance here, and by the way, this Wukong, I think, should probably pivot like this. He's already made a mistake, by the way. This Wukong made a massive mistake going for this crab. He should have just ran straight top here. So if we're running for that crab, and because Natty's good, he reacted straight away to that information, like I kind of talked about after Gromp, you have to run in there. And we take these camps immediately, while Wukong is down here, and then he's running up, right? And now it's already too late. You've lost Raptors and red. So what the Wukong should have done, after getting this kill on Nico, not so long ago, was trying to get back to his top side here. But now, without R, he has to try to make this play. If we see Wukong up here, it's really troll. He never wins without ultimate, right? Against this Rengar. And Nico potentially being here as well. Like, you don't know where Nico is. So if the Wukong does this, it's really bad. He has to do this. So he's pinging on the way as if he can fight, but it's just so bad. And yeah, Natty doing this with stacks. Like, why wouldn't you? I think this is just so obvious. I don't want to talk about this. Like, Rengar with stacks, of course you just run towards the Yasuo who's running into you. And you should always win because TF will get here before Kale as well, right? So in terms of 2v2, you do great. No old Wukong. Full stack Rengar, you just always win. Just save your stuff for his Q. I'm not sure if he has any, like, if it goes through shields or whatever. But yeah, just wait for Yasuo's passive to expire and then just ruin him, right? And you just get a free kill. First thing you should think about here, like, first thing I think about is doing Wukong's Krugs, because you know they're up. His Raptors are up, his Red's up, his Krugs are probably up as well. And I'm also anticipating him to maybe do something like this, right? And he still has no ultimate, or I would assume. So I don't really think there's anything wrong with Natty going back in here and looking at Krugs, to be honest. The wave is just a little bit annoying. Did Yasuo ward this? Yeah, so if I were him, I would probably like go back in and have a look. Because again, I'm just anticipating Wukong being bot side. Looks greedy, but what do you get after Krugs as well? That. So that's what I'm thinking here. These two things. You see like Natty pinging here, expecting Wukong to be here. Again, I would expect Wukong to be doing some weird shit behind Corki. Because I think he has to, bro. Like, the Wukong is literally running for a Krug. To me, it doesn't make sense, but yeah. Natty reading it. I don't know if they saw him on Vision. I must have missed it, but... Okay, so in this situation, Natty has 1,000 gold. But what is the... I mean, I think recalling there is better. And you can get cooldown boots longsword here, right? I think that builds into Brutalizer. No, it doesn't. It's pickaxe thingy, isn't it? Yeah, so he can't actually buy anything here, really, with cooldown boots. He could buy pickaxe, though. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think what I would do if I were him is probably recall, like, now. And that gives you the option to go something like this, right? He can run through mid to his Raptors, but I don't know, man. I think the timing is so similar here. It's just worth it to get pickaxe or even cooldown boots. Yeah, it's not actually that big of a buy. I still think what he does is okay. It's not going to lose a game, but I think the more accurate play, again, like I think this is interesting just going through his gameplay because I'm questioning if it's like really optimal. Even though there is just an optimal and that's it. I'm questioning if it's like actually 100% the right play and not 99% here. Yeah, I think I would recall. And just buy like pickaxe, just get closer to profane, and you've got a better chance, right, with pickaxe. Like whatever play we're making here is probably happening at the same time if we were to recall and do the same shit, you know. So I think recalling here is better. The play before that, after you kill the Yasuo, just run in here. If his Krugs are up, we spam ping bot. If he's here, then we say, okay, whatever then, I'm just going to run off and recall somewhere, right? Same shit. So yeah, I think I'm doing this is kind of bad. The other thing, like, yeah, Natty, like, wanting to push forward, hit top side, I was going to say this, is I guess he can't really stack off walls and ult top, but it is about, again, just thinking about that tower because it's super low and that's where he is. But I would much rather impact this lane here and killing the Kai'Sa again. Why? Because she's more killable than Yasuo with passive and Wukong potentially being there as well, because here, with Wukong not being bot side, how do we now know Wukong's not bot? Because he's not making this play or just yet. Again, I would be thinking Wukong is maybe hanging around here and waiting for his ult, and he's going to pop out any second. That's what I would be thinking. Okay, so his bot lane is 1 HP. He's going to see the Kai'Sa recalling. I mean, you could apply the same thing, though, like what we were saying earlier, right? So, like this situation. I know the drag is up here. What's he buying out of baits, by the way? Has he actually got Profane? I don't even think he has. I don't even care if he has. I would say the same thing here. Like, the potential of Kai'Sa farming this wave is so great, right? And he should also know, just based on what happened bot, right? Like, the Kai'Sa has used a bunch of shit here. Not sure if Nico anyone pinged it. Yeah, I'm not sure if they did a... Yeah, Kai'Sa used flash here, sorry. So, he should know here that Kai'Sa's a free kill. And I think if I were him, like, I would look to stack as long as possible, I guess. And think about, like, ulting when she shows on this wave. Again, maybe I just need to play Rengar. But that's what I think he should try to do here, to be honest, because... Yeah, what does he actually buy? Oh, he does have Profane, fair enough, but I don't even know, like, what we're running towards here. I just don't know. I guess Kai'Sa shows mid. Even Yasuo showing bot, though, could he kill? That's an interesting one, eh? Let me have one more think about this. As a Rengar main. Oh, doing Dragon here, I think, might even be more accurate, right? Or is it? Nah, because Nidalee can run out of base. There's no way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think probably doing what he's doing is fine. But you see, like, how I'm also trying to learn, by the way, like what he did with the Kai'Sa before. Like, stacking like this. Yeah, and I guess the tower's gone. It's close, eh? Oh, it's close. But what he does is correct. I would have been wrong there. Okay. I'm not sure why he runs top here, because obviously the Nidalee's going to run off, and I don't even know if that kill means anything. Like, I just look at Wukong's bot side here. Like, your Rengar with a Profane running out of base here, and I would just be thinking about Wukong's bot side, because I don't think its top camps are spawning, so I would guess it's red buff, we stack, yeah, exactly what he does. So red buff, stack, and then we look to play over here. And also tell how Kale's pushed up here, so this is normally a sign that people are over here, bro, and we're going to have to run through Nid traps and wards and Wukong ulting us into a Nidalee spear, into a Nidalee support spear. I know I'm over-exaggerating, but you get my point. TF has ultimate, which is useful. But yeah, no one's on the map here, so going to Rift Herald, when Kayla's that pushed up, you're just walking into fog that you don't know about. But at least over here, we have vision, right? So we just have to give up Rift Herald and do drag. And yeah, I wouldn't even, I don't even think I would hit red buff here. You could stack off of it. Yeah, if I'm Shaq here, like I'm literally just running straight through. So I guess Rengar, being an actual real champion, you can do red buff and you still have time to do this, but I even think hitting this doesn't really do anything. So unless he wants to stack, so stacking might be legit. So just full combo it and then move in. But yeah, his brain here should really be thinking about this and that isolated person down here. Mid tower is up or gone? Yeah, I guess he could think about trying to kill Kai'Sa again. Kai'Sa no flash, right? Yeah, so he runs straight through. I completely agree with this. Definitely the right move. You would go in here if your bot lane was adjacent to you here. So if your bot lane was parallel, like here, pushing up, you would just run in and take all this shit, right? But because their bot lane could be here first, we just have to come a little bit further out, so it's a little bit closer to our bot lane, right? So again, if bot lane was up here, we take this. We take this shit. A little bit awkward taking Gromp, actually, because there's no one bot, so Yasuo is more attached to this, right? But yeah, hitting drag is definitely good here, given his bot lane position, and we're losing top, right? Like, there's nothing we can do top side here. So after this, we should still try to think about maxing out this side of the map, which will be Wukong's bot side and also Yasuo in bot lane. So if that Yasuo shows being an idiot, he can stack off drag and run there, but he doesn't, right? So he's recalled. Where's the Nico, by the way? Oh, she's mid. And yeah, here he should probably just press his R straight away and run her, which is what he does. Oh, that sucks. Oh my god, it's Peasy Zhang, bro. Did you say that, by the way? I think the TF, like, queued this to see if Yasuo was in it, like, blind over the wall, and Yasuo dodged it. Actual love high elo career, bro. I need to get there, eh? Playing bloody Shaco. Yeah, this Yasuo's faker. He should probably just combo him, no? I'm surprised he E2'd, because you kill him quicker with Q2. Let me just watch this one more time. Sorry for like taking a bit of time. Oh, he doesn't have stacks. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Wait, hang on. So, he's jumping here with Patter, right? Shouldn't he just spam his Q here? I don't know, bro. It's too much Rengar technology for me. And we get the wave after this, right? What does he do after wave? We see the Nidalee Wukong diving mid. You could think about one more. Maybe even killing the Nidalee. I'm fine with this, to be honest. He's healthy enough he doesn't get one shot by Nidalee, right? So, in before he does, that'd be really embarrassing. See Nidalee here, so we can shove this, get his blue and Gromp, maybe? Yeah, he's dead for 21. Nothing else to play for, right? Oh my god, he missed cannon. Yeah, so get Gromp here, and that's probably enough. Oh, Kaiser's still dead, yeah. Think he can do it. Just gotta be a little bit careful about the Kayle. Yeah, I think this is a little good. Oh, that Nidalee, though. Oh my goodness, that Nidalee, bro. Kayle ult, so we can't jump in, right? It's a bit of a bait, so we just play it slow here. Go back in the brush, yeah. Place is perfect, so good. Can't E2, right? Because Yasuo has wind wall, so if he E2s here, Yasuo's going to wind wall it. I'm pretty sure that's why he didn't E2 the Yasuo up here at level 6, by the way. I see it now. It just feels to me if he had ult, he could just R and go in, but because he doesn't have it here, the fight just isn't conclusive, and also he might be fighting in an area around here where there's no brushes and it's close to enemy tower. So after this happens, I just don't know if I like it, eh? Like, he can just wait for his ultimate for the rest of the game, bro, and just kill them all. Like, he doesn't have to really extend here into them, and yeah, there's no brushes if he extends into Yasuo there, right? So if he jumps into Yasuo, what does he do after? So, like, flash out and shit, he might get one shot. Don't really like it, so I completely agree with him running out. And this is again where lots of people, I think, just go wrong. So, okay, so my initial thought here is just to do this. I'm going to start doing this, by the way, like initial thoughts. Just literally like this, or maybe even like that, into this here, right? So whatever happens bot here, like I just don't care about because I've already pinged. I've already said maybe as well, like he did it, I'm not sure. But I would ping my ultimate. Guys, just back off TF. Like I don't want to fight this anymore. I've got no brushes above here. So yeah, I don't want to fight anymore. So just get away from me. Lots of people might just base here because they're sitting on like maybe 1,000 gold or something. Yeah, so he could buy, I don't even know what his next buy is, but let's just say he goes Dirk Longsword again, or Lucid Boots 2 Longswords. It doesn't actually change the fact, like he can still do whatever he's going to do with those items, with the items he has right now. So the base doesn't justify really anything unless it takes the same time to run here at a base after recalling as well as it does just to run here like this. So obviously that's quicker, and the base doesn't do anything anyway, right, in terms of buying items, because he's so fed anyway here. Like he's just ahead of everyone in the game, so the buy doesn't really change that much. So running to his bot side here, and I think just clearing all the way up like that is good, and just focusing this tower here. He could always consider recalling like after these 3 camps, because then the gold might change where you have 450 more, he might have 1800, right? So Dirk Lucid's there. So yeah, like that's just what my brain thinks. The gold right now isn't justified, so I'm just going to stay on the map. I can heal off my camps, then yeah. I don't really like him doing this, to be honest. Even if this works, I just don't really like it because, bro, I just don't know. I just don't know like how this fight's going to go. So I think this is just one of those inconclusive. Again, I hope that's a word. See, I just wouldn't go down here. Yeah, like I would have just ran here. If TF decides to fight like an idiot, you can't control the idiots, bro. Think about they weren't idiots, but think about the Corki and Nico trying to dive the Kai'Sa level 6 and level 5 the Nico was when Nidalee showed top. Even though Natty pinged them off because Wukong was running bot, he couldn't stop them with a ping. So sometimes they're going to continue to do this, right? I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, them doing it. And yeah, he could be like hitting this red buff, right? And yeah, I guess he kind of has to react to this. I would still be very careful here about jumping out. Yeah, I think him jumping out is super risky. Yeah, I think that's just like I would just always do this. But yeah, I think this is just useful, eh? Like just doing exercises like this so you can try and guess what's happening. And yeah, I think what I need to learn is Rengar micro. But pretty useful, eh?